Good Tuesday afternoon. It's the 25th of March, 2025. It's going to be a cooler day, honestly. We get some cooler temperatures into the region. You can see the cool air mass. And honestly, if there's any precipitation tonight, if it had been another time of the year, it would have been a snow threat. But because of the springtime, we really don't have one. I'm not sure if there'll be much moisture around tonight or not, but we'll see this on the models as they come through. Later this week, we'll have another chance of warmer weather as we head into the weekend. Just have to see how things play out. Front will ultimately come through. Some rain chances, which we desperately need, are possible. The European model is showing potential for temperatures up in the 80s, so it would not shock me if we get that hot. But there is also some hints that maybe a backdoor cold front or some cold air will come off the ocean and wreck that forecast. So we just have to watch. So let's just go through the maps. I'll explain what's going on, and we'll see how things are going. So again, here we are today. No wind really around. It's a pretty day outside here. There's the moisture coming into the region. Doesn't look like it would actually reach much of us at all. Like I said, it's cold. I mean, the upper atmosphere, these are cold lines of temperatures. So if it was, again, a different time of year, that would have been snow. Anyway, the cold air comes in, our cooler air on some wind tomorrow. So here we go with windy conditions again. And again, with all the dryness, the fire hazards or fire risk is a little higher than normal. This is truly a cold flow, but it's also usually a pretty dry flow. So not much around on that side. But then, as we head out into Friday and into Saturday, with this high off the East Coast, this is a classic southeast ridge with temperatures getting pushed up because of the strong southerly winds into the region. But you can also see this pesky low up here to the north, and between low pressure systems, there's usually a little bit of a high pressure, and you're seeing a little bit of interesting wavy lines, especially up here to the north on the isobars. Does that have a chance to infiltrate our area? It doesn't look like it now, so it looks like maybe Saturday we will be spared. Be pretty darn warm. Highs up in the mid, maybe even upper 70s. Then on Saturday late, maybe a few showers. Comes a warm front coming through on Sunday, so maybe a few showers on that. It'll be pretty warm, but also very cloudy. Again, we need whatever rain we can get. So even though it's on the weekend, not only will wash us out on Sunday, but we will have some showers around probably. Then this extra low comes here next week, again causing some rain. That cold is not too far away here as we're battling out between the warm and the cold air as spring is here. And the cold is going to win out. Will it bring snow? Doubt it. But something to watch. Good deal on April Fool's Day, right? We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. But who knows? There have been little shots of snow here and there in April before. This is truly a cold air damming setup. So whereas we thought we were going to get a little bit cool later this week, it definitely looks cooler next week. At least for a few days. And then that high is going to have a hard time leaving. So the cool air is going to stick around through a good part of next week. Sorry, everybody. And then another front will push that cold air out of the way and warm us up again. But then on its heels, maybe a little bit of a dip of cold again, but maybe not as cold as it will be next week. We'll have to see. This is pretty far off in the future. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And here, I mean, it's the same pattern. We're really running close to the cold air, but not super cold. And all it takes is a good low pressure system to bring in cold and windy conditions. And we're doing wind very well this year, it seems. So hold on really quick. The good news is that with that low or that front being close to us, we're seeing a lot of rain show up here on the weather forecast models. This will be very, very helpful for us. We'll have to see if it comes true. That is a lot of moisture on the GFS model. Not sure I totally trust it, but it'd be great to have a couple inches of rain over the next 10 days. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's see what the Weather Prediction Center is showing for the area over the next 7 days. We'll go local here to us, and it's really not that wet, at least through the next 7-day period. It's just beyond this period where the moisture comes in on those models. So right now, we're going to watch out for fire danger, and even any moisture that comes through is not going to be that much, it looks like, based on what we see here. And again, here's what I want to show is just the overall temperature anomaly. So like it's showing today, we're about pretty chilly, cooler, much cooler than normal. You see that cool air kind of really come in over the next, all day today, and then kind of go and stick around a little bit through the week. And then Thursday, still pretty chilly. And then finally on Friday, we start to see that warmth from the south, so that both Friday And Saturday looks better, but not super warm. So, like I said, don't be shocked if we get cooler than expected. By Sunday, it's much cooler than expected. This is way off in the future. Yeah. So we're seeing that warmth. Sorry. Yeah, that's what my problem was. Like, this doesn't look right. Sorry, all. I jumped way ahead. So here we are, over the next day or so. It's pretty cold through Thursday, but then that warmth kind of comes in here and gives us a nice warm Saturday. Okay, this is the right forecast. Sorry, all. I skipped ahead by accident. So that warm air sticks around for quite a few days, and then here comes the colder air right on our doorstep next week. This is that Tuesday time period where it was showing that little bit of snow over us. I don't know if that's true. I think it's so far off we shouldn't really count on it, but that's a really cold shot for this time of year. Then it kind of sticks kind of chilly through that long extended period. And so I'd say overall the trend is for cooler than normal, maybe finally at the end. Another brief warm up before we get cooler than normal. And like I said, it's good on the precipitation. All right, that's the long range outlook. So again, cool, but maybe a warm Friday, Saturday, rain on Sunday, chilliness down some. We'll have to watch for showers on Tuesday. Could they be mixed? I don't know. But then an overall cooler trend. Not super wet until we get this super long extended. Have a good Tuesday.